Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Claunch along with Quinn Tran.
For Chickasaw College students, some important scholarship deadlines are coming up this month. February 15th is the application deadline for the Chickasaw Nation Higher Education Spring Scholarship and Grant Program. Apply online at the address on your screen. See a listing of the grants and scholarships available, including fee assistance and book grants. All Chickasaw students living within or outside Chickasaw Nation boundaries may apply. The Chickasaw Foundation also offers college scholarships to Chickasaw citizens.
Right now we have our spring-only 2022 application out that consists of 3 scholarships. We have the Pauline Walker Memorial Scholarship, which is for students who are majoring in Native American history. And specifically, it's for junior or senior students as well. So it's a little bit specific. And then we have 2 other scholarships that are music related by the Chickasaw composer Jared Tate. Music students that are watching, they are certainly eligible to apply for them. So those will be due by February 1st. Students, if they're wanting to apply, they can simply go to our website, chickasawfoundation.org. We have the PDF application right there for them to download, print off, fill out, and send in via the United States Postal Service. The comprehensive application will be released probably at the very latest in mid-February. And that is our, again, comprehensive application. So that means anywhere from health majors to education majors to business majors. We have 7 or 8 general education scholarships for students who are either undecided or who don't fit securely into a major as well, so they can apply for those scholarships that don't have a specific major in mind. That deadline is June 1st for those.
June 1st for the comprehensive application.
And really, we're kind of coming upon this. Once we release the comprehensive application, go through that process, get to July, one of my favorite parts of my job is being able to call scholarship recipients to let them know, hey, you won this scholarship. And the reactions I get on the other end of the phone always just make my day. Hear the joy in their voice over the phone, or honestly, hear their parents' joy. I've been able to communicate that message to a parent who was able to receive the message, and they were ecstatic because they'd be the ones paying for the college in that case for the most part. And so it's always a great thing to be able to tell them.
What comes to mind when you think of the impact of the Chickasaw Foundation as it recently celebrated its 50th anniversary?
I'm just astounded it's been 50 years. At the end of the day, that's 50 years of changing everyday lives, whether that's for a scholarship program, whether that's for a benevolence fund, whatever the program might be, getting to see the hands-on difference we're making in everyday lives.
The Chickasaw Foundation does so much good for young people, as well as charitable organizations, community support, and Chickasaw cultural initiatives. We can all get involved.
Learn more and get the latest information on scholarship and grant application information at chickasawfoundation.org. The recent surge of COVID-19 is keeping Chickasaw Nation testing sites very busy. The Chickasaw Nation Department of Health urges people to pre-register for their testing appointment. Go to the COVID testing link on your screen to register. There, you will get a QR code before arriving at a Chickasaw Nation testing site. Wait times and drive-through lines are significantly longer because of the increased demand for testing. For questions about testing or test results, call the COVID-19 call center.
The pediatric drive-through clinic is still being used for same-day care for sick child visits. The drive-through clinic is located behind the alternate care site on the Chickasaw Nation Medical Center campus in Ada. The drive-through clinic does require an appointment. Call ahead at the number on your screen. February is American Heart Month, a time to raise awareness about cardiovascular health.
Something to be aware of is hypertension or high blood pressure. Nearly half of American adults have high blood pressure. Hypertension is a risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Ways to prevent high blood pressure include getting enough sleep, exercising, and eating a healthy diet. Practice healthy living habits now and stick to it.
It's never too late to get started on whatever your goal may be. My other tip that I usually give people is to find an accountability partner, whether that be a best friend or your husband or your children or a coworker, whoever that may be, because you'll go through a slump. There will be times where you'll be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this anymore, or I don't want to go work out, or I don't want to, whatever your goal may be. And it's critical, in my opinion, to have that accountability person that can give you that extra little encouragement when you need it. And then vice versa. They may have their down days and they may need you to say, no, let's go. We're going to do this. You can do this. Or, pack your lunch and go to lunch together and just have some encouraging time together.
We'll continue our conversation with Adrienne Jacobs in a series of topics about good nutrition, how to manage sweets, and cooking resources for good health. Hear more on the next episode of CNTV.
We connect now with 3 Chickasaw sisters who strongly believe in heart health. They share why they make it a priority to keep moving in body, mind, and spirit.
Well, there were actually 3 things that started me walking. One was I knew that my mother had been in poor health and had become a diabetic, and as a consequence of not being able to take care of herself, she's so busy taking care of kids, she couldn't really have time for herself. So I knew that was an important lesson. I had to be doing that. I think Margaret's own passion for running and her accomplishing a marathon made me say, hey, I could do that. I was in a very high, stressful job as an assistant principal, and I was starting to have some health problems and backaches. And I said, I've got to get busy and get fit again. And that kind of helped to motivate me to start out exercising. And I really started off just walking, and I'd walk a block or walk a mile. And then pretty soon I said, hey, I can walk a block, run a block. And pretty soon it was, I'll run a mile, walk a mile. Margaret was one of the ones that said, oh, Gail, if you can get up to 9 miles, you can do a marathon. Gradually working at it, I was able to do that. Start running and did 13 full marathons before Margaret and I kind of came up with this quest to do the 50 states half marathon challenges.
I don't think I really believed that we would ever get to the point where we were finishing it. And here we are. I think it's been 6 years that we've been on this quest. It's been fun. We started out, the focus was on running and our times and our training, and we were very specific about our nutrition and all kinds of things. And then as time has gone by and we've aged in that time, of course, it's given us a lot of opportunities to see some different stuff in the United States that I never thought I would really see. But every state we found a little bit of something that we could say, yeah, that really connected us to that state.
We've gone to some unusual places and fun places I never would have thought I would have visited. And the people in the United States, the ones at the runs, are so helpful, and they just want to see you have a good time.
Where are you on the 50 state challenge?
Well, I have run or completed races in 43 states, and I have 7 left. Next up is Hawaii, and I have Utah, and then I have 5 other northeastern states to complete. So, I'm looking forward to being done in October.
October of 2022.
Of 2022, that's right.
Margaret, you just have 1 left, huh?
Yes, I too will be very glad to be done with this particular challenge.
Carol, setting goals, that's something that's very important in life. It's something that we should also consider for our health. What are your health goals and why do they matter?
Well, I think to start with, my health goals are always based around a good, healthy, heart healthy, mind healthy, soul healthy diet, number one. And I really try to include fresh fruits and vegetables a lot. I enjoy going to farmers markets during the summers and getting those things. And, I even can some of the produce, which is something that I've learned from my mother and my grandmother and my aunt and my sisters. Another goal for me is I guess a mental well-being healthiness that is important to me. To have peace of mind at times, or the ability to find the peace of mind. That peace of mind comes when I am hiking a trail or sitting next to a stream of water, listening to it babble down the rocks, listening to the wind blow through the trees. That's very mind healing and spiritual for me. And so my goal is every year or all the time is to try to find those opportunities to be able to get away. I work in some really crazy places at times. Being an environmental geologist, they can be way out in the boondocks. They can be in an industrial area where, it's not a nice place necessarily to work. But when I get those times where I can commute with nature and walk and listen and feel, then I feel very healthy during those times, spiritually, mentally, and physically.
Any three of us could say this, that we're all in, or were in my own professional career, in positions of leadership. Carol leads her geology team out in the field on these projects, and Margaret is there in the surgery room, and she's the leader. I mean, she's right up there at the head giving the anesthesia, and we're all in these leadership, stressful positions. And I think that time that we are out, like Carol said, either out in the field or outside connecting with nature, or by ourselves on a run or a walk, and you have time to think and put your thoughts in order. Just that idea of walking and moving sometimes, or feeling things around, giving yourself time to be peaceful, I think is very, very good for your own health. It helps you to put things in order.
Mind, body, and spirit, they all work in tandem.
I agree. They totally do. I have a consistent spiritual practice every morning, and it's just a really nice, soothing beginning of my day. And it allows me to start a little bit slower instead of just jumping out of bed and rushing out the door to work. I used to just do that. And over time, I've gotten really dedicated to this particular time of the day that is just about what is in my heart and what is in my head, and where I need to focus for that day. And sometimes it's formalized meditation. Sometimes I actually follow a meditation program, and sometimes it's just being still and quiet.
It's never too late to improve yourself and do and be better, right?
It is not. I think often people go, I am just beyond help. There's just that. Why should I pay attention anymore to what I'm being told, or to what I know to be a good thing to do for myself? And the truth is that it is not too late. There are so many just small things that you can do, even at the end of your life, as we've had illustrated by both our mother and our father at the end of their lives, and by my late husband, that there are things that you can do even to the last that make your quality of life better, to where you're engaged with some part of something, either, thinking down the line or right in the moment.
There's still hope for all of us to continue to refresh ourselves, grow, change. Sometimes we have to dig out the bad stuff so that the good stuff can come in. But if we, continue to focus our minds on, again, our mental, spiritual, and body health, the fresh air, fresh water, medicinal waters, such as we have in the Chickasaw Nation. I love going to that place. The water does make me feel alive and good. And I'm passing that on to my children and my grandchildren by taking them up there. So I think getting outdoors, even if it is taking a simple walk around your block, will always lift your spirits.
Gail, you mentioned this earlier about family health history. How did that motivate you to really go into the prevention side of health?
When you see a loved one struggle with trying to stay healthy, but yet not being able to do that, and then you start seeing the downside of what that illness can do and how it slowly can rob you away from what you love, from not only from being with your family, but also just from your own self. I think that becomes motivation to say, I'm not going to go down that path. I have two different ways I can go. I can either start down a pathway and take care of myself, or I can follow down the path that, for instance, our mother took. And I don't want to say it was all by choice, because she was a diabetic, diagnosed with diabetes in her 40s, and lived to about 66, 67. Margaret and Carol, you can correct me on that age time in there. And I think about all the things that happened since because she's been gone now for 23 years, and all the grandkids are the big moments in our professional lives or in our brothers' professions. Knowing that she missed that, or I didn't have her to call to find out or to share or to talk to share great information with, or, great, good things. I say, I don't want to go down that path. I want to go down the path that's going to give me the most time in the best health, will allow me to be in my 90s, like my grandfather lived to be 99, and my grandmother, one of my grandmothers, was 93. And I have an aunt, my mom's sister, has just turned 96. And I know that I can go down that pathway, staying active physically and mentally, by reading or staying involved with other groups. That is the way that I want to go. Those are the lessons that I've seen that I want to follow.
We'll stay in touch with the three sisters, follow Gaile's quest to run events in all 50 states. She's getting really close. We love spending time with her and her sisters.
And we enjoy sharing with you this episode of CNTV. Thanks for watching. Quinn and I will see you next time.